All right, so we are going to cover how do you convert clients that come in through any of your lead magnets or your lead forms or, contact form, etc. They end up in the BirthSync platform and you want to convert them to clients. So we're going to cover two ways that we have newly implemented features that will show you everything that you need to convert a client from a lead. So first we're going to go to our lead management page. And for this particular agency, we have just one lead, Holly New Year. Holly New Year, a little bit of a backstory, came in through a hot lead form for the she came in through a hot form lead, which means she may have been recommended through another organization, filled out the information, and so now she's here. Um, what also may have happened to Holly New Year is that because she was going to eventually become a client, we had one of the agency providers send Holly an intake form link, which she absolutely filled out. So, how do we know she filled it out? Well, her name's going to also be in the client records. So, this is a little bit of a conundrum because the leads have a separate record history and clients have a separate record history as well. And what our goal is with the new upgrade is to combine the two. So what we have added, number one, is a nice little icon that says, hey, we have a lead here that's got the same email. So your client and your leads are all going to be identified with the same email. It's very important to know how you want to treat a duplicate email. It's best if the services are different and the clients are different, even if they're in the same household, that the email should also be different. The only time you want to use the same email for the same client as a client is when you can link client accounts together, and that is something that the agency plans can do, and that's not the goal of this video. But for right now, we have a nice little indicator, visual indicator on both of our pages that says, hey, a client with this email exists. And if you go to clients, it says, hey, a lead with this email exists. So let's click to link. What does click to linking look like when you have this going on? You can actually do it from either page. So we've got Holly with a little bit of history here, and then we've got link lead to client. This is what it looks like. The following will migrate to the client record: one invoice unpaid, three documents that are unsigned. You can cancel out of this. Got a little bit of a futuristic design going on. You can cancel out of this if you are not ready. Say, hey, these three documents, we need to do something about this. I need to cancel them, or, did she sign them? What's going on here? And then maybe we invoiced her for a service before she became a client, and we still have an unpaid invoice. So will these migrate to the client record? They will. But we always say, just for clean migration history, to clean up whatever you may have here, or just understand, what your next steps are when it's time to migrate this over. So I'm going to cancel out of this, but that is what it looks like here. As you can see, same exact thing shows up. And when you're ready to link, you do exactly that. Click link records. And when you click link records, it's going to link them. It says, hey, records linked. Lead Holly New Year has been linked with the client Holly New Year, and everything has been migrated. So now that we have all this stuff that we brought over with us, where are those things going to be? Well, here we have the form that was signed that actually flowed over. And then if we go over to billing, we also have our little lead activity sign here that says, hey, this was something that was done as a lead. It's still active, which means we still need to collect on this. And if we click manage, it's going to take us to our active unpaid invoice for Holly New Year. So that is one way that you can merge clients. When we go back to our leads, we're going to see the already converted flag here. And if you go to conversion history, we're also going to see that Holly New Year has been newly converted. It gives you your lead conversion and where they came from. So that is how, it's one way that you can convert a client to a lead. You can't absolutely delete this when you're done with it. Some people like to keep them around, make sure they collected all the information they need to collect from the details form if there's anything else left here. But Holly has officially been converted, and she has a tag for conversion, and you're good to go here. The second way that you can check for, and we're going to just click out of this account. I'm going to minimize this. And we're going to go to another account that has a different type of lead activity. So this is another one of my agencies. And actually, this will be a good time to show you what it looks like if you have a question about how lead conversion works, how the lead is created, how the client appears if they filled out a client intake form with the same information. This is not a mandatory step, but sometimes organizations have lead links that they send their clients before they officially onboard them. And then you got a link to convert, which we just covered. So this is always going to be here for you. Things that you're good to know, understand the documents and outstanding documents and invoicing and how that all looks. So what happens if you just have regular leads and you've got services and things under these leads? Things have been done, you've done services, they've maybe signed documentation. Well, one thing you can look at is the service history. So Nicole Next Baby had a car seat installation that was taken care of and was invoiced for that and paid the invoice. So that is service history that we have for Nicole Next Baby. Because there is no little indicator that she's also a client or has filled out a client form, we don't have to really worry about merging the two. But as you can see, you can click for service history if you want to keep your service clients that are leads that may or may not become actual support clients. You can leave them in the lead area and you can do minimal management with them there. You cannot do any visit charting or anything like that. You really just do appointments, services, and you can create invoices based on the service that they have signed up for. So how do you look at service requests? Well, this is one way. These came in through the service request calendar that you can find in your calendar section. If you want to know if any lead signed documents, this lead actually absolutely signed a document here, and also had an invoice that was paid here. You can preview what they signed by just simply clicking on it, and you'll get to see what they have here and then what they signed and the date, and you can download that. Same with the invoicing, you can see the payment history. All of this is happening as a lead and will follow them even if they don't need to be merged with the client. It'll follow them over to their chart. So let's go ahead and merge Nicole. She originally came through just as an additional service, but has decided that she wants to go ahead with her due date. Let me see if she even has a due date. No, yeah, she does. Her due date is 7/22. So we know that she's probably going to be a birth support client. Let's click on that. All right, so we have a conversion summary. Each client that has documentation that was done under leads is going to show here. It's not going to show you exactly what everything is because that's going to flow over, but you get a conversion summary that shows you any invoicing and any documents that will go. We can click continue conversion, and then you're going to go ahead and fill this complete form out because, again, they did not have this filled out first. They came in straight as a lead. You didn't need any of this information to fulfill the service for them, but now they want to be a client. So once you click that, and we do have now English and Spanish support for our clients and for the client-facing forms. That's a different video, but you select their portal language when you convert them to a client. You fill out everything that you can. You may have providers or independent contract doulas, etc., that may continue this conversation after they become a client, but this is where you can put the majority of that information in. And then you convert them, and that's it. I'm not going to convert this one here, but as you can see, this is how you do it. And then Nicole Next Baby would get her already converted tag, and she would show up here under your client directory, in which case the next step would be to say this was her, click her and assign a provider, a primary provider. That will be your next step if you are managing in an agency or organization where you have a team. If you're not, then you're going to automatically, in a solo or solo pro plus account, you'll automatically be the provider here. And then you can continue on. So we've made major upgrades to this process, covering both ways that you can convert a client, and happy to roll this out. This video is going to go into the our communications, our knowledge base, and then also on the YouTube channel, just so you can kind of get an idea of what resources that are coming out, and then just look out for your email for anything further or any other further clarifications or features that BirthSync has. So, till next time.